Happy New Year, everyone. Gersonzero here, and welcome to another episode of Gersonzero. How many people are still writing 2018 on paperwork that requires you to enter the year? Because I definitely am. I actually wrote a check a few days ago, and I wrote 2018 on it. I actually thought that 2018 was never going to end due to how, what's the word I want to use? Shitty it was, right? 2018 was probably one of the worst years of my life. Before I get into how I felt about the year, let's talk about what we're eating. Of course, gotta have some water, right? This cup looks like it's about to break down. As you saw in the intro of this video, I got some Greek yogurt. Let me show you what I was using. Faggy? I think that's how it's said. I heard someone say phage. Had to put some cantaloupe on there. Now, not a lot of people like cantaloupe, but you guys should really try having a banana smoothie with cantaloupe. But I'm going to be eating this, and I think that's going to do it for the night. I did begin eating around 3 o'clock today, and as of this recording, it's 6:30, so by the time I finish eating this, it'll be about 7, and I'm done until tomorrow around 2 o'clock probably. PM. Remember that. Let's get into the topic. I want to discuss a few things. I want to talk about what 2018 did to me mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I also want to sprinkle in a little bit of gaming in this video because I haven't really talked about gaming in a long time to you guys. So I'll be talking about that as well. And I want to give a slight update on my weight loss because I'm still losing weight. Body fat percentage is still higher than what I want it to be. But I have implemented a few things that will hopefully bring it down by February. I'll get into more detail later. So 2018, it started promising. It started promising because I started a brand new job. Now the job itself isn't great. The job itself is just there to pay the bills. Like nothing else. Like I literally can't do anything else with my check other than pay the bills. Now there's a few exceptions. Sometimes when I'm doing overtime, I get a few more hours on the check, and after everything is paid off, I buy some stuff for myself, right? But it rarely goes down that way, okay? It rarely goes down that route, okay? The road that it usually goes down is that I somehow get some sort of bill out of nowhere, or something occurs that requires me to pull out the freaking debit card and get raped financially, okay? I was happy in the beginning because I was able to pay stuff off, work at a place that I didn't have to take back-to-back calls like in a call center. It was a office environment. Sure, I take calls, but on a busy day, 8 calls, maybe 10. I rarely ever took more than 10 in a day. And even then, the calls are just a couple of minutes long. It's really more like following up on shit, you know? So it's really not that serious. After a couple of months of settling in and learning some of the stuff, I started to realize something. I was just going into work to survive a life that I felt like I wasn't living. I don't know if you guys get what I mean by that. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I tend to go on these rants that... Don't follow me on Twitter, folks. Okay, follow me on Twitter, but don't read my tweets, okay? Because they're kind of dark a little bit. I tend to just tweet what I'm thinking at the moment. So don't believe that some of those tweets are true. It's not how I truly feel overall, if you get what I mean. But, you know, summer came, I started losing weight. We're about to hit the fall. And then I realized that I really wasn't that happy. I was going to a job that I didn't love, I didn't hate, but the days, the weeks, and the months up until that point have become so blurred that I couldn't tell the difference between a Tuesday and a Thursday. And when the weekend began, it was weird because I wasn't enjoying my weekend. And fortunately, I was battling at home with my wife. I'll come home, I will find any excuse to just go in on her. And mind you, this didn't happen all the time, but the time that I was at home was just as bad as me going to work, if that makes any sense. So while I was going to work, I had a lot of time to reflect on my life and stuff like that. But when I was at home, that reflection meant nothing. I was wasting a lot of time. I was just thinking of things that I wanted to do to improve myself, but I wasn't taking action. I told myself, okay, I'm gonna do my resume as soon as I get home, and I'm going to apply for jobs that pay X amount of money, right? Why am I saying X amount of money? I was looking for something that I got paid over $50,000 a year. I'll be real with you, okay? Maybe 45, because I'm not even making freaking 40, bro. Okay, well, overtime I am, but this shit is bad, okay? I started to wonder if the reason I wasn't happy was because I was supporting my family. I don't know, that kind of sounds a little messed up, but what I mean to say is that I was supporting my family. I was putting my family first, which is great, right? It's fucking awesome that you're supporting your family, but I kind of felt for a moment that I was supporting a family that really didn't appreciate what I was outputting. And because of that, every time I got home and I saw my wife do something that I really didn't like, and it really wasn't that serious, I would kind of snap, right? And even my wife noticed, right? She would be on the defensive, right? I would be on the offense, and it would be her on the defense, right? And it was just all the time. Like, it was really bad, right? Not that I was wondering if the grass was greener on the other side, because I really wasn't thinking that. But I started to feel like I was alone in this apartment. I had my son there, sure, but I felt like it was just me, right? And for a while, I kind of didn't want to think that way. I would text a lot of my friends about stuff that was happening, and I don't know, like I did get mixed. I did get mixed feedback. On one end, one would tell me, you got to get out of that marriage, right? And on the other, they're asking, well, I mean, are you kind of telling the whole story? Like, this sounds a little far-fetched, my guy. This is sounding a little crazy. And, started to think about it, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am warping this stuff into something that it isn't. Maybe I am doing something that is causing everything to go downhill, right? Rather than be happy that I'm getting a paycheck and it's maintaining a roof over our head, I'm regretting that I can't buy this or I can't buy that, or, oh, if I was single, I wouldn't have to worry about this stuff. And that's when I noticed at that point, I was like, okay, this is the thing. I'm making it into a me thing, right? look, I'm 33 years old, okay? I should not be making shit into a me thing, right? So, for example, if I wanted to buy something, right? And I planned it for a long time. And out of nowhere, some bills came in or something came up that I had to come out of pocket. I would be so fucking pissed, right? I would just be, and look, when I get pissed, I'm not a violent person, okay? I'm not argumentative either. I tend to shut myself out, okay? I'll actually not talk to people. I will not play video games. I would not watch movies. I would not watch TV shows. I will literally do nothing. Unfortunately, I would tell myself that I'm better, and I would tell myself that I found the resolution. I found the root of the problem, and I found how to tackle it. But a few days later, I would go right back to my old ways. I really wasn't enjoying myself at all, you know. Fridays, I would be glad that I didn't have to go to work for the next 2 days. But I didn't look forward to being off. I didn't look forward to going home and playing a game, or going home and watching one of the movies that just came out, or going home and planning something like an outing with the family. I would go home and I would already know how the day is gonna go. I would go home, my son would be there, my wife would be there, TV will be on, I'll eat dinner, a few hours would pass, son will go to sleep, I would plan to play a game, doesn't go down that way, I work out, I'll take a shower, I'll tell myself that I'm gonna stay up late, that way I can do something, and I fall asleep, I wake up Saturday, I run errands, and all of a sudden it's 4 p.m. and then all of a sudden it's 10, and then it's Sunday, then I'm cooking, I'm working out. It was just the worst rinse and repeat that you can think of, all right? And look, it's no one's fault but my own, all right? I started to really think about it by the end of 2018, and I really didn't start to really understand what's happening until a few days ago, right after New Year's. And no, it has nothing to do with New Year's resolution, okay? It has nothing to do with that. That's just a coincidence, I promise. But I started to really reflect that why is it that we're alive? What is it that we're living for? Okay, sure, we're going to work, most of us, to survive. But sure, we have responsibilities. But in between that stuff, it doesn't matter if it's 30 minutes or an hour or even less. You gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta find hobbies, and you gotta find something that will make you laugh once in a while. You know, and it's funny because I was going to work the other day and I was watching a couple of YouTubers, and you know, a couple of them cracked me up for, you know, and it's been a while since I had a good laugh, right? I'm watching them and I'm cracking up, and I was like, wow, okay, that felt good. I was like, man, I haven't laughed like that in a while. And I was like, wow, okay, maybe this is what I was missing, right? Maybe I started to take life too serious, right? Maybe I was like, okay, I'm thinking about where I should be rather than where I am now. And where I am right now is what should really matter, because you're not where you want to be, obviously. Of course, you set goals for yourself, that way you inch your way there, right? But the now part has to be enjoyed for you to get to point B. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you gotta do shit that you don't gotta do. Sometimes you gotta do shit that you don't want to do to get to point B, right? From point A. But for the most part, you gotta enjoy where you're at. And I apologize if this is pretty vague. I'm trying trying to share as much as possible without spilling all the beans, okay? But, I'm watching these YouTubers and I'm like, man, this shit is funny. Oh, wait, I gotta eat, bro. This is eating with zero, man. I gotta eat. So it hit me at that point, and I was like, okay, I really need to cut the bullshit, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna enjoy myself. If I'm not in the mood to play a game, which has been happening a lot lately, I'm just gonna force myself to do it. If I don't want to watch a movie, right, because of how I'm feeling, I may be feeling down, I'm gonna watch that movie regardless. I'm just gonna throw myself in there. You know how I kind of see it? I kind of see it like these cogs, these gears that are so rusted up, right? Because they haven't been used in such a long time, right? You wanna activate them, start getting them moving again, right? And the gears don't want to move. They don't know that that it's good for them to move, right? The cogs and the gears are like, I kind of don't want to move right now. So what you do is you put the oil around the gears, you start rubbing the oil and stuff like that. That way, they start getting used to enjoying being used again. So that's what I'm doing, right? I did that. I started playing Persona 5. And I'm playing Persona 5 and I'm still not done with the game. I've been playing it for like 2 years, bro. And I'm still not done with that game. Alright? We got problems, okay? I'm playing it. I don't want to play it, actually. I'm telling myself, I don't want to play anything. Fuck this game. That's what I'm telling myself. And it starts hitting me, right? And I'm there. I'm just like this. Pressing X. And then, I get up from my seat. I'm like, oh, shit, that happened? Oh, snap, damn. And I'm like, oh. And then all of a sudden, 2 hours pass, right? So I'm like, shit, 2 hours passed. Let me turn this off. I've been playing too much. And I'm like, wow, that was so cool. I was like, wow, that was so cool. So I had the situation where I was watching these YouTubers that made me laugh. And it allowed me to watch more videos and look forward to more videos and subscribing to more people. And even started to light a spark, right? That maybe I can get back into creativity, right? Maybe I'll finish this top 10 Xbox 360s video that I've been working on for about 6 months. I'm like 70% done with the editing. But every time I sat down and I tried editing, I couldn't even look at that screen anymore. I was looking at that screen and I just wanted to fucking punch it, alright? That's how, and it's nothing to do with the video, because the video is pretty solid. But I just didn't want to do it, right? Just like I didn't want to play a game, and just like I didn't want to watch a movie or watch a YouTube video. I just felt like a zombie. And I'm like, damn, man, that was cool. So then, I started picking up some games and stuff like that. And I started to play more. And yesterday, being Friday as of this recording, I was actually looking forward to going home. I was like, man, when I get home, I wonder what I'm going to watch. Am I going to watch Baki? Am I going to play Persona 5? Maybe I'll finish it. Am I going to play Smash? I started to really look forward to that stuff. And that's the thing, right? The thing that scares me is, will this be temporary? I talked to my wife about some of this stuff, and she said some things that I didn't want to hear. She would tell me, maybe you're depressed. And I'm like, that's impossible, because I know some people that are depressed, and me admitting or saying that I'm depressed is a little disrespectful to those who are going through depression, because I feel like I have no reason to be depressed. I have no reason to complain about what's happening right now. Like I said, I have a roof over my head. I got a son over there. I got a wife. You know, got a bootleg Christmas tree over there. you know, I don't know. I want to say it's no. I want to say that that's not the case. But maybe I was on the road there, because right now I'm actually pretty positive. Right now I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I see me losing the weight that I did not want to have on me. I feel like the weight represents something, to me at least. This may not be the case for everyone, but I feel like the weight represents who I was. And, unfortunately, that can be interpreted as a good thing or a bad thing, because who I was before, I was a lot happier in 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, 2012. I really didn't start hating, I wouldn't say myself, but I would say that I didn't really start hating everything about my life until 2018, which is the reason why I say it's the worst year of my life. Because even when I was in Optimum and I was working in the call center job that I hated, I actually loved being outside of work. When I was at work, I was at my worst. When I was out of work, I was at my best. So it was kind of like this high and low situation where I was on top of the world, feeling like life was beautiful and great when I was not working in a hellhole. And then when I was in the hellhole, I was suffering. And all these emotions came out that I couldn't believe was coming out. Now that I'm not making as much money, but I'm working at a place that I don't mind the work, I feel like I'm in between. Leaning more towards hell. That feeling that I had before when I felt like I was going to... There were times when I was in Optimum where I didn't know how the day was going to end. I couldn't imagine how I was going to get through the day, right? But when I was out of work, it felt good. It was like a relief. I was like, oh, thank God I'm out of here, right? And then when I was out of work, time just went by too fast. Now, when I'm at my new job, I don't feel like I want to die. I don't feel like I don't know how the day's going to end. I kind of feel like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. This just doesn't make sense. Sorry. I'm doing... This is the worst video ever. I'm sorry. Okay? That's just how I felt. I felt like I just didn't know where I was going. Right? You know how some people, they use the days of the week as a way to guide them? I couldn't. I would look at a calendar and I would see the week, Sunday through Saturday, and the shit was not 7 days. Ugh, I'm sorry, this is fucking horrible, but yeah, it would. At the end of the day, I felt like shit. Okay, I felt like nothing was satisfying me. So yeah, look, I'm just gonna ask you guys in the comment section, if this makes any sense to you, have you ever felt this way before? Ever drove through the highway at night from a family's get together, like on Christmas or New Year's? Like you're just driving home from their home to your home. You're dropping people off you don't want to fucking drop off, by the way. You know, you got a bunch of people in the back that you're like, oh god, I can't believe I have to fucking drive them home, right? And then the family member's home that you were at was deep. That shit is like 2 hours away. So you're driving. It's like 2 a.m. And you're just driving, and you have this tunnel vision that is dark, but you can't see shit, but you kind of see it. You only see like maybe a couple of feet away from the car, but the darkness that's in the back is dark, but your tunnel vision is so focused that you kind of see through the darkness in a way where it's a silhouette. So you're not worried of getting into an accident, and you're tired as shit. And then all of a sudden, you just arrive at everyone's homes that you're dropping off, and then you get home and you just go to bed, you just go to sleep. I don't know if that makes any sense, I'm sorry, but that's how I felt, right? I felt like I was driving through this shit that I just didn't want to be in, a situation that I didn't want to be in. And when I got home, right, that was it. You re-energize and you rinse and fucking repeat. That's the best way that I can describe it. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. That's how I felt. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get off this topic because it's something that I'm still trying to get a hold of. Yeah, give me some input if you can in the comment section. So in regards to weight loss, I've been going through some struggles actually. I've been going through some struggles mentally. And I wouldn't consider myself a stress eater. I would say that even my emotions don't really cause me to eat a lot. But ever since I started weightlifting, I've been more hungry than usual. So everything that I've been doing with the fasting, where I would either eat for 4 or 5 hours a day, I would do the extreme fasting sometimes where I would only eat within a 2-hour window, and I felt like I perfected it. I perfected it in a way where I didn't have to eat outside of that window. Didn't matter if it was the extreme fasting or the regular fasting. I said, okay, you know what I'm gonna start doing? I gotta start getting these bad boys up, bro, because these puppies right here, they're kind of small, my guy. They're not looking too good right now. You get me? It's kind of small. So I'm trying to buff them up, right? I'm trying to buff these bad boys up, you know. But you know, unfortunately, I got some skinny arms, so it's gonna take some time. So I started weightlifting. I started doing the shoulder workouts and stuff like that. So ever since I started increasing my workouts, right? I started to notice that the eating window that I would have, I wouldn't widen it, but what would happen is I would either eat too much within that eating window or too little. Too little would cause headaches, and that was a problem because I would be at work with fucking throbbing headaches that I felt like I was about to collapse. Okay, and that's my bad because I was trying to gauge the perfect amount of workout. You know, I'm trying to figure out, okay, I need to know how much energy I'm burning, right? And the amount that I need to replace. You get me? I felt like I just wasn't supplying my body with enough energy, you know, due to my eating window and the workout routines. It was a little tough. So I think I got the hang of it now. My problem is that I would keep track of calories, but that's too much of a pain in the ass. And I really should buy a scale if I could really start weighing myself at least weekly. I'm gonna do a physique update the first week of February, right? I'm gonna show how I look without a shirt, just like you saw in my last video, and I'm gonna compare. I've took some pictures already. I'm taking pictures that way I can show it in video form. So don't worry, you're gonna see it. Hopefully, the first week of February, there's more of a transformation there. Implementing a lot of new workouts. Hopefully, I'll be a little bit more defined, right? Especially in the torso area. And the fat that I was showing you, the stubborn fat that was really annoying, it was really flabby. Hopefully by February, because it's already kind of coming off, if that makes any sense. It's still there, but it's better than the last video that I uploaded. Hopefully by February, you'll see more of it melted away. Now, final topic. Let's talk about some stuff that I got recently. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why the hell did you get this? This thing sucks. And here's the thing that I don't understand about this. It says, are you ready to play? That's what it says. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready to play. But then it says 20 incredible games that defined an era. 20 games that define an era. Okay, look, if it was the NES Classic or the SNES Classic, any of those games that were in there, okay, they can hold their own, right? But did Mr. Driller define an era? Did Twisted Metal 1 define anything? Okay, it kind of did. It did get rave reviews. But Twisted Metal 2 is where it's at. And also, who the hell remembers Intelligent Cube? I'll be honest with you. I got this for one reason and one reason only. Because I got the hack and I got tons of games on my PlayStation Classic right now that I grew up with. So I put Star Ocean second, the second story. I put freaking Ace Combat 2. I put a whole bunch of games up in there. I put Resident Evil 2. I'll make a video one day. If there's enough demand, I'll make a video showing my collection. It's looking pretty awesome right now. I've been playing Persona 5 in hopes of beating it, right? About 86 hours into the game. When they announced Persona, the Endless Night games, right? When they announced that it was coming to the US, I was like, okay, I'm not really feeling it. But I got Persona 5. I might get it if they drop a demo and I like it, whatever. So Atlas or Amazon didn't price the game correctly. The collection that comes with Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5, they didn't price it correctly because they have a bundle that's about $100, $99, right? And they priced that shit at $59.99. What do you think I did? Click, 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 click. Pre-ordered. $59.99, bro. $59.99, guys. So I got the game, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't play it because I downloaded the demos when it released. I think it was like, when was it? Came out like the demo came out like a couple of weeks or so, less than a month before the game actually dropped. And I downloaded the demos for 3 and 5, and I was like, wow, this game's not good. Look, I'm not a rhythm guy. I played some rhythm games that feel like rhythm games. DJ Max, Parappa the Rapper, Guitaru Man, Amplitude, Rock Band, Guitar Hero. I only played 3 and up. I actually never played Guitar Hero 1 or 2. But, you know, I play rhythm games that actually feel like rhythm games. So when I played the demo to Persona 3 Dancing and Persona 5 Dancing, I just felt like the music and you hitting the notes didn't feel like you were hitting the notes. I felt like you were just pressing buttons. I was like, what the fuck? And the songs weren't that great. You know, like I remember when 4 came out for the Vita and I would watch videos on YouTube. I watch like the walkthroughs and stuff. And I'm like, wow, this game sucks. Like maybe it's because I didn't beat Persona 5. Maybe it's because I didn't play Persona 3. And maybe it's because I barely touched Persona 4, right? So I'm not going to pop this bad boy into my PS4 until I beat Persona 5. And I'll try Persona 5 Dancing Starlight. Yeah, Starlight. Alright, I'll go ahead and try it then. And maybe I'll appreciate it a little bit more. Because come on. Anne is in it, and Anne is the ultimate waifu of Persona. Okay, and if you got any disagreements with that, unsubscribe, because that's a fact. Expect the video first week of February, showing my physique, and yeah, just let me know in the comment section what you ate. I'm sorry I didn't really get to eat my food too much. I was too distracted. Any of you guys eating burgers over there? I've been watching some of these Wendy's commercials, man. Some of those burgers are looking pretty good. Can't have that though. Later, guys.